was very clear from reading the charter and looking at what they were doing. They had an idea, they had a direction of travel, and one of the things they wanted to do was to grow in a reasonable kind of way. So they went with a relatively small office staff. One or two of the other trusts that were developing around the same time had kind of gone for larger operations. But the best thing to do would be to grow it. We had schools that were working well. The congregations, it wasn't that you were trying to create something new. It was more you were trying to bring people together. And the way to bring them together was not to have some big structure that they were to feed into, but it was for them to be part of the creation of that structure. So I think one of the moments of wisdom, if you like, before it even started, was the appointment of Eilish Humphreys as the then education officer, now as chief executive, because she really embodies and has embodied for 10 years all that's best of Lecala, her particular style of communication, of bringing people together. It exemplified what we were trying to do. And then Sean Gowan as the faith development person, he again exemplified all that was best in the traditions of the orders, and he immediately gained respect of people, that this was not just an organisational change, but this was about assuring Catholic education into the future. And then Therese Davey, the third member of the team who's still there, she again has done an excellent job in the nuts and bolts of administering and doing the job well, doing it excellently. So when you take those three components in the office as one leg of a triangle, a second leg was the Lecala board. And again, one of Dave's genius moments, or whoever the group, wherever it came from, but the idea of having two boards within the one trust, I think, was a key decision.
An
unusual model, and one that I think has really proved to be right, because it means that the Lecala board, and Anne Looney, again another wonderful educationist, was the first chair of the Lecala board, which immediately again gave it kudos and gave it recognition, but that the idea that they could focus on the enterprise of education right from the very start. It also meant that there was a seamless transition as far as the congregations and the schools were concerned, because there was no talk about properties and finance, or it was just, we're now going to work together with other congregations to form this trust. And immediately they could start their work. And in fact, in the first 4 or 5 years, I think, of the trust, there'd be many people wouldn't have known of the existence of the Shield board. And we were very happy. I personally, when I took over as chair, I said that to our own board, and I said it to people, we're going to be in the background here. We're like an engine in a car. We're not going to be driving this around the place, because what we had to do was build up trust with the congregations. And we also had to figure out how we were going to deal with the issues that were going to arise. And it allowed the Lecala board to be the immediate upfront, this is the Lecala Trust in action. And I think that gave us the time, because we used to say, and you were on one of the earliest boards, we used to say, if we're talking about something within a 3-year time frame, we shouldn't be talking about it. It's 5 years, 10 years time. Where are we going to be? And that was the kind of thinking that was allowed. And it's wonderful in a board to be able to have the luxury not to be dealing with the immediate, but to be able to think long term.